hello. We're back. So we're going to be opening up with Zoran Mamdani's very interesting advert. I'll just put it out there. It's an advert that lets us know who his constituents are. All right, and they are not American. And we're going to be looking at a story that's developing from out of Pennsylvania. There's a drug bust, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen in the ghettos. It happened at Penn State University. We're also going to be studying the curious case of intellectual whoredom that's happening at the sororities. Okay, so stay tuned. We're just going to cover these stories. And let's know what you think in the chat. If this is your first time hanging out with us, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. And let's get into it. So, Hickox, you turn me on to this. Hang on. Yes, and we're starting early today because of a few scheduling changes at my end. So we decided to start earlier than usual. So we want to apologize for that, okay? It is what it is, but we hope you understand. Now, if you're watching after the fact and you missed the live, we're sorry that this happened, but let's know your thoughts about these stories and other things that we talk about in the comment section. Right, let's jump into it.
The commies just found the Rosetta Stone.
你好，我的名字是梅尔佐拉曼达尼。我不知道中文，可是我想试一下。了解如何参加抽签，您还可以免费获得 the Theater Development Fund.
Mamdani speaking the language of the revolution, Mandarin Chinese. And just like the chairman, he's sending in the Red Guards to purge the productive class.
When it comes to these spontaneous uprisings or mass movements, so-called spontaneous, we know that they arise out of crises within capitalist society. We as DSA can be a major force that can provide that sharp edge by working in coalition with other organizations, developing those clear democratic processes to come up with a political platform, messaging and strategy, and maintain that energy while also giving the capitalist class a bloody nose.
Mamdani may be speaking Chinese, but his comrades are telling the country what they want in plain English. These tactics straight out of the Soviet playbook. Bash the capitalists and burn the Constitution.
So the two things that we're famous for is our commitment to a program and our hatred of the United States Constitution.
Nice.
And what the program does is it gives us a roadmap to revolution, and it gives us the obstacle that we finally will have to get over to have a revolution, which is the United States Constitution, the basis of the United States government.
A big part of the program, abolishing the Senate.
What does it
You want me to pause?
I
when you
do.
say you want to abolish the Senate?
Hating on the Constitution, but yet supporting communism like the CCP, where they have a little red book that it basically dictates what you can and can't do.
What you can and can't think. Doing is fine. Thinking it's a whole nother level.
I don't understand it. Like, I honestly cannot wrap my head around this. I cannot. There is not a key to unlock my brain to be able to understand this. I don't. Help me out here.
Oh no. Look, it's really simple. Okay, according to them, we're too stupid to understand how this is happening. How people who can do what they do because the Constitution protects them and allows them to do it, want to destroy the very thing that protects them while they do what they're doing. So it's like sitting on a branch over an alligator pit and sawing off the branch and saying, I'll show them.
This
it's
honestly reminds me of there's a movie out there. I don't know what the heck it's called. I've been meaning to watch it because I've been seeing the shorts on it. It's funny, and it's about a single guy that has average IQ in a world full of people with Down syndrome. He becomes the smartest person in the world,
of course
and
the
they're
tallest
trying to figure,
midget.
huh?
He's the tallest midget.
Yeah, right. Uh, but what's funny enough, right, is they're trying to figure out how to get the crops to grow, but instead of using water on the crops, they're using a sports drink because it's got electrolytes. And literally, the argument is it's got what plants crave, and that's electrolytes. And they're like, "What's electrolytes?" And it's like, "It's what plants crave." And what do plants crave? Electrolytes. And where do you get
Electrolytes.
electrolyte? It literally just over and over and over again. And the dude literally had to convince them. He's like, "I could talk to the plants. The plants don't want electrolytes. They want water." And they're like, "You mean from the toilet?" It's the same thing with the leftist argument about farmers don't need to grow food because they could just go to the supermarket.
Supermarket.
Like, come on, y'all can't be that damn stupid. Really?
Oh boy.
Please, for the love of God, we need common sense again. Ah,
All right, how much more can we keep
that is,
watching of
yeah, we
this
could keep. I didn't even really. I watched that first part where he was speaking Mandarin, and I'm like,
Mandarin?
no, there ain't no way. He literally pulled a John Cena, right? You can't see me. John Cena got a whole lot of backlash for doing a advertisement in Mandarin, and
Jeez.
now Mandani is doing the exact same thing.
Jeez. Well, let's keep going.
We ultimately want to replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy, something like a parliamentary system that exists in many other countries.
The UK has that. It doesn't work.
Look, look.
Canada
If you
has that. It
say
doesn't work.
if you say something either with a lot of conviction or with a well-polished British accent, it means you're right. Okay? Facts be damned. Facts don't exist. In fact, if you bring up facts, you're a bigot. If you say this thing that I'm trying to ask you guys to do doesn't work, it never did. There's over 100 years of history that show it never worked and it never will. No, you're a bigot and you're stupid. You're too dumb to understand how it's going to work. That's why you're saying it's not going to work. So
I'm
their point
literally
is,
thinking that we're gonna have to go back to the old times. The red coats are coming. The red coats are coming.
jeez. Look, I'll be honest. Okay, sometimes I think to myself, like I posted something on X this morning in response to one of the insane things that I saw again on X, and I said, "How is it that these people are allowed to do this?" Essentially, the post was about the fact that it was uncovered that there was a training camp in Minnesota training people on how to protest.
Oh yeah.
And my response was, how is it that this is legal? That when the left does this, they get a pass, but when conservatives do it, they get arrested.
That's because
Because
honestly, the right wing protest, right?
yeah,
90% of the time, it's literally just people coming together with an outrage, right? Whereas the left
mm,
wing, they're coming out in mass with the same exact sign for everybody. Everybody's
yeah,
wearing something that identifies them, right?
yeah, they're
Uh
highly organized.
like let's say the Proud Boys, right?
Yeah,
We know for a fact that that got taken over after original leaders were arrested.
hmm
They got kicked out of the Proud Boys. And the newest one, Patriot Front, right? That's absolutely no way that that's just regular citizens. All right. I'm almost positive from the way that they walk, from the way that they're prepared, that's got to be FBI, CIA, something of that nature. It's definitely formed. Hell, I would be even, I would go as far as to say that it's a group supplied by the Democrats. I mean, with the, what was it? I can't remember that. It was that group that was funding like the KKK and whatnot. It
Yeah,
would not
the Southern
surprise me.
Poverty Law Center, the
Yes, there you
SPLC.
go. There you go. That one. I honestly, I would not be surprised if you actually look at right wing uh, protesting like that. Nobody's getting funded. But if you look at the left wing or these make believe protests, uh, every single one of those are funded.
Hmm.
I mean, it's literally like they're putting up a billboard with an arrow pointing down and saying, "We're not here, but we're here." I mean,
But you can't prove that we're here, even though it's clear that we're here. And if you say that we're here, you're a bigot, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a racist, you're all of those things. Oh no, we're not here. And then when someone tries to expose that they're there at the protest, they've organized enough to say, okay, we're going to isolate this person so that they never get the footage that they ever need to put it out on the internet. Now they've hired unhinged women who undress in front of the camera so that those videos are unusable.
yeah. I mean, it was exact. All right, so think about it like this: on the 250th, right?
Yeah,
We had the USC fight. We had the uh, dirt bikes and everything like that. The motocross.
yeah,
It was a big party, right?
yeah.
And they're talking about the White House lawn wasn't meant for that. Yet, what did Biden allow to happen on there? Trans
Uh,
tatas to be presented out openly in front of children and everything on the White House lawn.
yeah, that's perfectly fine, okay, for depravity to happen on the White House lawn. But when something else that is wholesome, that celebrates the country is happening, that is the depravity.
It honestly doesn't make sense. And uh, there was something else I saw about New York. I can't remember. I think it was one of the subordinates for Mamdani was had some very questionable statements.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't remember what it was, but if I find it, I'll bring it up the next time. But yeah.
All right.
Seriously,
Now,
come on, guys.
well, okay, so I'm going to I'm battling with keeping like letting this video play through, but I think we've made the point, okay?
Yeah,
Um,
we know that
the
Mamdani is a communist, but
yeah,
now he is really doubling down by going on TV and speaking Mandarin. We're in
and we
America,
know
we
that the
speak English.
DSA, yeah, and we know that the DSA is communist because they've come straight out to say we're communists. It's making the job of the Republicans really easy. Okay, but the sad thing is this: the job of them saying these people are communists. Here's the history of communism. It's a bad thing. I think that if it's possible for the GOP to do this, they should use the next 3 months to run campaigns that educate people on communism and how to spot a communist. Yes, mainstream media and the left are going to have a meltdown screaming, that's McCarthyism, 2.0. That's McCarthyism 2.0. Here's what happened in the 50s under the McCarthy era. But do you know what? It's good for the younger people to understand what happens when communists take over. I literally had a few minutes with my daughter here while I was editing the video for the main channel, and I was explaining to her um, what happens when the government takes over price fixing and begins to exercise price control and sets up government grocery stores, government-run grocery stores. I simply asked her the question. I said, if the government does this and does this and does this, is it a good thing? She's 10. She told me it's a bad thing. This is a 10-year-old. And you have 30-year-olds like this guy on the screen who believe that it's a beautiful thing for the government to do all those things, that even a 10-year-old who I haven't shown her any videos of the Soviet Union or of communist countries and the outcomes of communism. I haven't. She knows it's wrong. She knows it's dangerous to do that. She said it without me even presenting her with the evidence. But these guys, they don't care about the facts or the evidence or history. All they want is power. All they want is to take over the United States, abolish the Constitution, abolish the presidency, abolish the House and Senate. These guys are crazy. They are crazy. They are insane. If they win another election, then I know that there's either something wrong with the election system or there's something very wrong with the people in those cities and states who vote. And that's why I said the GOP has to invest a lot in education, because the educational system, the Department of Education, has been overrun by Marxists. They have trained kids to not recognize socialism or communism when it's staring them in the face. The GOP has to run an aggressive ad campaign for months, in fact, even after the midterms, to educate the young people about communism and socialism and how it destroys economies and families. They do. If all they sit around doing is arguing about whose feelings were hurt by Trump and what Trump shouldn't be saying and what he should be saying, that is stupid. You guys are looking or staring down the barrel of an existential crisis with the Democrat Party being morphed into a communist party, and they're telling you to your face they're coming for you and here's what we're going to do. You can't take this lying down. You need to do something. You need to do something. And the something isn't randomly throw people in jail. It's not that. It's educate the population, educate people. An educated voting class ensures freedom and liberty. That's all I'm saying about this.
Now, I actually have something to add on to that real quick. Whenever the elections were going on between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, right? I sat through the election debate with of the two, and once it was finished, of course, my girls, I think there was like 8 and 9 at the time. We had them homeschooled, so I was like, all right, well, you know what? Here's a little a good lesson, right, for homeschooling. And I sat them down on the couch. I said, here, I want y'all to watch this. I'm not going to say anything. My wife, your mama's not going to say anything, right? We want y'all to watch this, and afterwards, we're going to get y'all's opinion on the matter. Whenever it was finished, I said, so, do y'all have any questions or want to got anything to say about it? The one question that both of them asked was, why didn't the lady answer any of the questions? And I'm like, I'm happy you caught that, because apparently none of the idiot adults on that panel did.
It's not about answering the questions. It's about looking good while you word salad and having the mainstream media cover for you while you word salad.
And also to add in on to, all right, so Hun, what we just watched was I found a news release where Mandami made a ad on live TV for he was speaking in Mandarin.
Delightful.
Yeah, doubling down on the communism.
Not that I have an issue with people speaking other languages, you know, honoring their cultures, their heritage, and things like that. But if you're in America, you need to assimilate. When you move to a new country, you need to assimilate to an extent. Not saying erase everything of your identity, but you need to assimilate to the country.
Tracy, I'm an immigrant. I say, leave it all behind. My family don't like it. Tracy, you have German heritage. Why don't you speak German?
Right. I've got Irish heritage, Scottish heritage. Native American heritage. So like, why am I not running around with a feather in my hair and you know dancing rain dances?
It, it's madness. I would say, look, it's madness, and you know what? Madness is being kind. Okay, me saying it's insanity is being kind, because the person who is insane in many ways can't help themselves. But I think it's escalated to evil, because when you're looking at something that clearly creates division and separation and chaos in countries, and you're encouraging it and promoting
It's
it, and
intentional, yeah.
it's intentional, and you're attacking people who say, look, should you be, look, okay, so of the population in New York, what percentage of that population speaks Mandarin?
Yeah, and
He's pandering to the 2%.
yeah, because
I
that's
wouldn't
the
even say
2%
he's
he
pandering
wants
to
to.
his 2%.
It's him wanting to, build more power for those that are trying to undermine the way of life in New York, in the United States, and things like that, to tear it down. So he's pandering to that and ostracizing the people that don't speak Mandarin, that have assimilated and things like that. He's pandering to all of them to try and basically further take down, New York. That's why they're picking those big cities like that, like New York and LA and everything,
Yeah.
because those are the most woke areas, but those are also some major hubs for the United States.
Yeah, honestly, I was going to say that it sounds like he was pandering to the CCP directly, as we
Yeah.
know with birth tourism, where people come over from China or wherever, they give birth here, and then their child becomes a United States citizen, and they take the child back to their country,
Uh-huh.
and its majority is Chinese.
Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to update the Chiron at the bottom of the screen. I keep forgetting to do that.
You're good.
I keep forgetting to do that, and someone might join and say, "Hey, I thought we were talking about girls gone wild." Like, okay.
Also, I wanted to point out, right? So, Mandami calls himself a socialist, and there's a lot of Democrats that say they're socialists, right? Why are they not giving up their big houses, their millions of dollars, to make it equal for everybody else?
Because it's do as I say, not as I do.
But that's not socialism.
No.
That's communism.
You pointing it out is you not being kind. All right.
You're Islamophobic. You're
why
just
are
a
you
stupid
pointing
white
it
man.
out?
You're the toxic white man. Okay, shut up. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Why are you pointing it out? Why? It's wrong.
Rude.
It's wrong for you to point out the fact that I'm a hypocrite. Well, I have a video. I have a video on that for you. Just hold on. I have a video on that. I knew. Look, my bookmark game is wild. Okay.
Wait a minute. Actually, hang on. Let me see. Is that the same one that I was looking at? Yeah, that was the same one. That's why.
So now we have to watch.
Great minds think alike. Okay.
It's because you're both toxic men. That's why you're both toxic males.
All right, so here's Charlie Kirk, the late great Charlie Kirk, calling out Hassan Piker and socialists and communists all over the world. Here he is.
Why don't you give 95% of your money away and go live on a commune?
Do you really think that that's how it works? Do you really think
Why
that's
not?
how it works?
Go live what you preach.
Look,
I'm a free market capitalist. I employ people. I took a risk. I have my own startup business. Every single day, I practice what I preach. He wants other people to contribute to what he considers to be a good idea, what he considers will make the world a better place. That you have the freedom to go live as a socialist. Go do it, Hassan. What's stopping you?
Exactly.
They don't want to. Oh, no, I can't live like that.
They don't want to give up their comforts, but they want everybody else to.
Yeah. All right. So before we have,
I'm going to add in one more thing.
Go on. Yeah.
If you look throughout history, right, and you've got people like Hassan Piker, you've got people like the Democratic Party that's always you need to do this. I get to do this. You can't live the way that I live, right?
Yeah,
What?
defund the police, but I'm going to have armed bodyguards.
Yeah. What
I'm going to
usually
have my own private
happens
police.
after that happens?
War, civil war, the collapse of the nation, the collapse of the economy, millions of people dead.
You're talking about the lowest of the low on the economic pole, creating an uprising, and then not just taking over, but deleting everybody at the top.
Yeah.
The people who know how to run things.
Or at least they say they know how to run things. But yeah, you've got the lowest of the low.
See, look, here. So this is the grift, all right? This is the grift. Have you seen the lineup of the people that the communists support? These are the least competent people around. All they do is look good while they fail upwards. The rest of the people that they attack are the people who are actually doing things. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, everyone else who's literally building a business.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk became a freaking trillionaire because
he built
his business. I know. He built his companies. He built it, expanded, and did everything he needed. And then he's got even humanitarian efforts where he did Starlink for, what country was, I can't remember, Iran or wherever, Pakistan,
Iran, he did Iran,
where he gave them Starlink for free, so they could communicate and show what's going on and things like that. And I actually have my partner; she uses Starlink, and she says it's actually really awesome. This is not an advertising for them, but she said it's actually really awesome. So, just as but like they're criticizing all of those people that have genuinely worked and built up what they have, while they're just looking to steal it all.
Yeah. Two billionaires. I know that Elon is a trillionaire now, but while he was still a billionaire, okay, two billionaires. You had J.B. Pritzker. He's a billionaire. All right? And then you have Elon Musk. He was a billionaire at the same time as when this happened. At the Democratic convention, I think that was 2 years ago or last year, you had what's his name, Bernie Sanders, give a long-winded speech about the oligarchs and the billionaires. And right after he was done, J.B. Pritzker waddles up the stage and takes over from him. He said nothing about the billionaire right next to him. Because Elon Musk is the wrong kind of billionaire. That's the doctrine that these guys believe in. It's the hypocrisy. They only attack people who don't agree with them. And they want to style it as the reason why we don't agree with them is because, they're the billionaire class. Okay, so how about this billionaire that's in your group? Yeah. How about this guy? So it's all what they do
all
is
the millionaires, millionaires and billionaires and things like that, like Pelosi and Ilhan Omar and all those people that how did they become that wealthy? But we're not talking about that. They're allowed to be wealthy, but nobody else is.
Yeah. The reality is that most of the wealthy people who are siding with the socialists are doing that because they are terrified. They've been threatened. They've been told, if you don't side with us, we're going to do this, and there's this lovely video. I'm going to find this video. It's a video where Bernie Sanders was literally. Hope I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure.
While you're looking for that, because a lot of those millionaires, billionaires, and stuff like that bend the knee to the socialists like that because they know they got their money through illicit means. They did not get them the proper way that I say most because there are still some on like the more conservative side that got it, in less than reputable ways, but that they didn't get it the way, Elon Musk or Charlie Kirk did, or even Trump. Yeah, people want to say that, oh, Trump got $1 million from his daddy. Okay, well, you can give me $1 million, and that doesn't mean I'm going to become a freaking billionaire. Like, he still had to work. He still had to know how to do that stuff.
How many people woke up, inherited billions and lost it?
Yeah, how many people have won the lottery? Won millions upon millions of dollars in the lottery and are broke? How many celebrities have you seen that are worth millions, and within years they're completely bankrupt and all their stuff's being foreclosed on and repossessed and everything? It still takes it still takes effort and knowledge. So I mean, even if they did get given, hey, here's a company worth several $1 million, run it. Well, they still have to run it. They still have to make sure it's successful. You can't just hand that to anybody and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally going to do this. I've owned a business. It's not easy. And mine weren't anywhere near, worth millions upon millions of dollars or anything like that. They were just small little hometown style businesses.
Yeah, honestly, it's getting crazier nowadays. Mike, I had mentioned before, my old barber here in town, she ended up having to close shop during pandemic, right? So we got a new shop that opened up, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but as advertisement and decoration, he put Trump Barber over the front of his store. And I kid you not, the city council was trying to get him shut down because they're like, "Oh, you're running under this business name instead of the one that you put down." He says, "No, that's just decoration. That's window stickers." And it's becoming harder to try and actually get your foot in the door or actually climb the ladder whenever you've got so many others wanting to put you down. They're going to try and call you racist for whatever reason. They're going to try and say that you're corrupt, even whenever you're doing everything legit. It's a never-ending cycle.
They call you all those names in order to justify the way they talk about you and the way they treat you. I'm doing one more search, and if I don't find it, we'll just move on. We have the other story. That we have been chomping at the bits to talk about, which essentially there was a drug bust in Penn State University. All right, so this is taking too long, so we're going to skip over to the drug bust story. Let's move over to that one.
No, hey, I just got to interject. I just found some information that is going to affect you, my friend.
Okay, shoot.
Breaking news 3 hours ago, Carney set to hike gas taxes 10 cents per liter for Canada.
Okay. We voted for that. We voted for that. Elections have consequences. And for me, and here's my philosophy. And whenever I see things like this happening, my take is, as much as possible, those of us who don't agree with these policies have to figure out a way to start businesses. You can't survive these crazy policies on a single income or on a job. You can't even depend on the job. And if you're outspoken like I am, your job isn't guaranteed, because if they find, like, someone finds my YouTube channel and says, "Oh, and here's all the things that I've been saying."
Oh yeah, they report you, and then you'd be in trouble, and you could potentially be arrested because of hate speech.
Exactly. So start a business. Make sure the business is beyond borders. It's not something that can be crippled, at least for now. For now, it can't be shut down by multiple censorships or anything. Like, I run a hosting business. I host websites and things. And I also run a separate arrangement where I have servers that I use to help businesses run their databases. I literally have servers on different continents just in case. Eventually, I'm going to expand to having servers with different providers so that if one provider decides that they want to shut down my business by canceling my account, I already have servers in 2 or 3 other places that take over. Like, we can't have lived through what happened
Built-in
in
redundancies.
2020. Yes, because we know what these people are like. We know what they're, and that's why on this channel we're talking about the Discord, because it's a redundancy. We know what they're like. They want to take away your ability to resist totalitarian globalism. They want to make sure that you submit. They want to make sure that you're dependent on the government for everything. And if you put yourself in that position after seeing everything that we've seen over the last 6 years, look, we can't help you. So for me, my answer to that is start businesses. And I'll be honest with you, in a few weeks, I'm going to be speaking with you guys about it soon. I want to start doing ad reads. And if you run a business and you want us to kind of do an ad read for your business, we'll take a look at the business. If it's legit and we're comfortable with it, we'll do ad reads for you. If I want to do ad reads for what I do for businesses, so we need to start pushing back, not just by voting and pushing out the bad eggs, but also finding a way to be financially independent of the system.
Yeah. You need capital to be able to fight back against it. You need
Yes.
finances, you need capital, you need money. You need money to fight power.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just kind of is one of those things.
Now, guys, money is a weapon. Money is a weapon. If you guys don't believe it, it's a tool, but I'll be honest with you, the left sees it as a weapon. That's why they're threatened by Elon and by Trump. If you can't be bought,
you can't be controlled.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's the same thing with, like, when they talk about, like, taking away guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Guns are a tool. How they are used is determining whether or not they are a weapon, in my sense of that. Whether it's, being used for self-defense, hunting, things like that, protecting your rights, or if you're going out and just doing mass shootings and murdering poor baby innocents and things like that.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a tool. I mean, my husband and I, we have firearms. We have children. Our children are educated and, they're not toys. It's a tool. They're tools. We use them for protection and hunting and things like that. Then you've got, I know a friend, one of her good friends left her firearm down, and her 4-year-old unfortunately got a hold of it, and tragedy struck. I was like, it wasn't the gun's fault. The gun was there just doing what a gun does. It's an inanimate object.
Yeah. Because
of mishandling and proper education and things like that, and misuse, it turned into a tragic situation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the same thing, it's a tool and how you use it. Same thing with money and stuff like that. If you have everybody's money, if you control them by that, you're holding them by the short and curlies, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You've got them held.
So that's my quick response to that. I don't weigh in on Canadian politics. I pretend it doesn't exist. For me, it's almost like Voldemort. Okay, he who must not be named. Because for me, the most important political system right now in the world is in the United States. If that system holds, and the system of government continues or continues to succeed, the rest of the world is better off. So for me, I would rather talk about that than talk about this, because this gets all the energy from what happens in the United States. It does.
Yeah, it transfers. That's why our, presidential elections and things like that are streamed worldwide. because I mean, like we've said before, we're Big Brother, okay? We fund everything. We're the world police. We're the ones that when stuff hits the fan, guess who they're calling? They're calling us. So I mean,
Yep.
that's why watching American politics and what's happening with America is such a big deal and such a big draw, because it really does affect the rest of the world. And that's not, an egotistical thing of me just being, an American saying that. No,
It's a
that's just
fact.
legitimately how it is.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact of life, and
Yeah.
many people don't like it. And if you don't like it, talk to your ancestors about it. Go gripe at your ancestors who, instead of building up your countries, decided that they wanted serfs and fiefdoms. That's what they wanted in Europe. So if you don't like it, go gripe at your ancestors' grave, okay, and berate them for not making better decisions, or even
They want
learning from what
handouts.
was going on in the States when it was younger. You can't be envious because another group of people made the right decisions and those decisions panned out. You can't wake up and say, no, it's not fair that you succeeded. That's stupid.
Yeah, that would be like getting mad at somebody because they had a startup and offered you to invest, and you were like, "Nah, I think I'm just going to hold on to my $500." And then all of a sudden, that startup blows up, and your $500 could have turned into $5 million. Okay, you can't be mad at them.
I still get I still feel sad every time I think about 2010. So do you know how much one Bitcoin was worth in 2010?
Like like 50 cents, couple of cents, or something like that?
No, it was about $100 if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it was about
I was about to
$100.
say it was.
And I had $100. I had $100, but the other thing was I didn't even know that Bitcoin existed. Okay.
And that was like, back in the day when like there was like a gaming competition or whatever, and like first, second, third prize or whatever, like it was like, $50 in Bitcoin and stuff. And that was when Bitcoin was worth like 10 cents a piece kind of deal. And like those people won like $50 of Bitcoin when it was worth like 10 cents a piece kind of deal. So how many is that? A lot. And now it's worth how much?
It physically hurts for me to think about the fact that in 2010 I could have just accidentally bought like sometimes I fantasize like maybe I bought some Bitcoin and forgot it. Maybe I did. Like I just have this fantasy. I'm like I hope one day I get this random email that says, "Oh, here's your login to your wallet," and I'm like, and I have all this money. Like it's a fantasy,
You look back and you're like, I could have done that. I should have done that. But then the way I look at it is, I look at it now and I go, if I had done those things, if I had the money then for that, I would have never ended up with my husband. I wouldn't have my children. I wouldn't be where I am today. And yes, money would definitely help. I'm not going to say it wouldn't. But I'm happy with what I have here today with my husband, my children, even our financial struggles and the things that we deal with. I'm happy to have it. So, it's one of those things of that way. For those people that do think about that, don't get bogged down in it. I mean,
I actually have to add in here
down.
too. Right after I had started at the community college, I was going for my welding, and I kid you not, I had gotten out of class. I went to the closest McDonald's for lunch, and this is at the time whenever the McDonald's monopoly was going on, right? And and I had pulled off one of the blue stickers, but my thought process at that time was, I'm not gonna win, right? That one blue sticker is $500,000. And then I kid you not, I went to dinner with my mother at the other McDonald's in town. Guess what? I pulled the other blue one. That would have been $1 million paid out over 20 years.
Wow.
I wouldn't have had to work. It would have been like what was it, over $1,000 a week? And yeah, And I tell you right now, I actually went back and I jumped in their dumpster trying to find it, and I couldn't. But honestly, looking back, I was not at a good place for that, and my life would most likely be worse than what it is now. So I'm glad I couldn't find that piece of paper. All right.
Money makes things nice, but it's not the answer to everything. Like, look at the rich people, okay? Like, the kinds of problems that they have to deal with. Yes, they're rich. Yes, they can get anything that they want, but are they really, really happy?
Honestly,
are they really
now
happy?
if me and my wife came into some money, I could tell you right now, we would be comfortable. We wouldn't spend above our means.
Yeah.
The one thing that I want is both of our vehicles will get fixed up. She would get her dream car. I would get my dream truck. It's nothing new. They are pretty expensive, but they're nothing new. They're older models. They're dream trucks, dream vehicles, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing that I would want is a 2-story house with enough bedrooms for us and the kids, right? Enough property so I really don't have to worry about neighbors. Maybe a pond just because I like fishing, and get us a boat, right? We would literally be able to go. Let's go. We would be able to go out to the fairs, go to the
But we wouldn't be
theme
buying a
park.
mansion. That's the thing. We wouldn't be buying those mansions and those,
No.
those brand new Escalades and all of that kind of nonsense and those sports cars and all that kind of BS. No. We would set up and have. We've already planned it. It would be a family homestead set up, with my parents having a comfortable house, my brother and his kids. And it would literally, we'd build our family community, our village, our tribe back, all in
And
one
the
location
reason,
that's secure.
and a lot of people, they don't, they'll say, oh no, I can't have family that close. No, we would rather want that, right? Just for the simple fact, again, when we was talking about the cars yesterday, right?
Yeah.
My father-in-law works on vehicles. My brother-in-law, ex-Marine, or a
Once a
former
Marine, always a
Marine.
Marine. Once
Yeah.
a Marine, always a Marine.
You choose the skills that you have around you, right? My wife here, she broke and trained Mustangs, wild horses.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's done leather work and all that. Me, I'm just a schmo Joe. The only thing I've done so far was I've took my wife saltwater fishing the first time, and took both of them hunting for their first time.
But see, again, it's building that tribe. That's what we'd do if we had the money, and then we would disappear. People wouldn't mess with us.
Yeah, we would be doing thing over Arania. All right, build our own little compound.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't want no neighbors.
Yeah, and then
we'd be called racist.
And then the IRS would.
I'm already called racist.
Yeah, the IRS would come to would come to seize our property and all that kind of nonsense. They would hold it through us.
And anyway, well, so I wanted us to dive right into the Penn State situation, but something flashed on my screen, and I just wanted to have a palate cleanser. 2 dudes in dresses showed up to the Las Vegas Aces game to declare themselves for the 2027 NBA draft. Oh my God.
Are they being kicked out?
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're being kicked out. Holy crap.
I'm confused though, real quick. Is that a guy or a girl?
Oh my goodness.
Like that security guard, I genuinely can't tell.
I believe that is female. With a very masculine jawline.
Oh my goodness. If you see anyone who supports that is just,
Hey,
We
maybe
don't
it's
like
because they're
we can't
white.
help you.
They weren't being transphobic. They were being racist to the white guys that was dressing up.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Now, you clicked this video because you were promised Breaking Bad and Girls Gone Wild. And we've been almost an hour talking about Mamdani, communism,
Socialism,
socialism.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, and then a smidge of homeschooling, because we talked about our girls interpreting what they saw on the screens. For me, my daughter was interpreting what would happen if price control was a thing. And at 10, she called it, okay, at 10. And your kids, during the debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, they called it. Why didn't Kamala Harris answer the questions she was asked?
Yeah.
So kids
are perceptive.
Kids are literally smarter than the average Democrat at this point.
Yeah.
So that means Democrats, there's a problem with your side. There's a huge
That's
problem.
That's why our education department is crap, because we can't have thinkers.
Yeah, and so parents, and I've been saying this for a while, and I haven't said it in a few weeks. Parents, you are responsible for educating your kids, not the school system. You're responsible for doing that. Yeah, you could send them off to school, but when they get home, okay, you clean out the nonsense that they've been taught and put in the right stuff. It's your job, okay? Don't abandon them to the school system. Now, before we go on another tirade,
you're raising the adults. They're going to be not children.
Yes.
So be mindful of that, because what you're teaching them is what they're going to be as adults.
Yes.
Before we go on to that tirade, but that's my final piece on that. You're raising the adults. They're going to be not children.
Yes. So again, I apologize for keeping you guys waiting. You guys wanted to see the story. So Penn State University had a cocaine bust. And here's the report from Fox News, where we're going to look at a few things, and we're going to talk about the state of the higher education system with sororities and fraternities. And we'll talk about that because that is a huge Americana thing. I grew up watching that. And that kind of was what Hollywood wanted the rest of us and the rest of the world to believe that college was all about. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. So let's listen to this report from Fox News. Oh my, still have that volume turned down. Sorry, hold on.
Pennsylvania officials arresting more than a dozen current and former Penn State students, along with the father of a student, for allegedly running an off-campus cocaine trafficking ring. Todd Pyro is here with the details. Todd.
Ainsley, a wild story here. Those arrests mainly comprise frat brothers at the university accused of helping to distribute the drugs. Prosecutors believe the ring was run out of two off-campus fraternity houses, Sigma Chi and Delta Upsilon. They say young pledges were forced to cut and package the drugs before selling them to students. Officials say some did it as an indoctrination into those fraternities, i.e. a pledge. Investigators are emphasizing that they did not find any drugs were packaged on the Penn State campus.
There was nothing junior or childlike about this type of conduct. This was an upper-level trafficking organization for this region in Pennsylvania. Packaging happened at off-campus fraternity houses. And the actual drug dealing was largely from friend to friend, fraternity brother to fraternity brother, acquaintance to acquaintance, and at fraternity houses and or during parties or social engagements.
Take a look. These two former frat brothers are accused of being the ringleaders in the scheme, with Agostino Abatiello being described as, quote, the very top of the chain. Investigators say Abatiello often traveled to New York between 2023 and 2024 to get large amounts of cocaine, which he would then bring back to off-campus fraternities. So far, prosecutors have only publicly released 6 of the 14 mugshots. One That one guy there in the second spot looks a little old. Yeah, because he's the father of the other alleged ringleader, Thomas Robinson. He's facing felony tampering charges, accused of trying to hide evidence of the drug trafficking. Penn State says it's horrified by the allegations, adding, quote, criminal activity, including hazing, such as this, has no place at our institution. The university has placed Delta Upsilon on interim suspension, but says Sigma Chi is not a recognized organization and therefore operates outside its oversight. Officials say they will continue working closely with the university on the investigation. Again, Ainsley, a wild story there.
Yes, it is.
Fraternity's gone wild.
You know, so back in Nigeria, okay, fraternities are illegal.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it's basically a gang.
It's a gang. They have gunfights. They engage in assault of the females. They do crazy things. Hazing involves physically beating pledges to a pulp and having them swear blood oaths to the fraternity. And sometimes part of it is an assignment to go to another school to murder an opposing cult or fraternity. So you have that, and you know that is the final form of fraternities. And I think the United States has to catch up to the fact that these extracurricular clubs that do not have anything to do with education or educational performance, and it's all about extracurricular activity, partying, sex and drugs, lots of drugs. It has to be removed from the educational experience. Now,
and
the leftists are going to jump up.
Sororities like that are the same here. With the hazing and things like that, there have been a lot of hazing and initiation deaths and stuff like that for fraternities and everything that are deeply squashed and not publicized because of it. But like fraternities and stuff, they're freaking cults basically. That's where you get, you know, all those like the Illuminati style things. It's grooming for it all.
Yeah. And Lynn is in the chat. Sorry, Lynn, we started really early. Sorry about that. Some schedule, my schedule changed. I'll throw myself under the bus. It was me. So my schedule changed and I figured we should go early. So good to see you in the chat, Lynn. So now the question again is, what's the utility of a group that doesn't have any educational bearing? But a lot of people claim that being part of a fraternity is a brotherhood that you take even outside of college. And some of the people in the fraternities, give you connections with
it's networking.
Work. It's networking.
Yes, it's networking. And I'm not against networking. I'm not against having a group of friends for networking and things like that. But the way those are structured, it's a secret society. I mean, let's be real. They've got secret handshakes and passwords and, you know, rooms they can't go in if you're not a certain rank in the fraternity or sorority or things like that. I mean, it's a freaking cult. It's yeah.
Yeah, so so these guys went to school to be educated, and they earned a criminal. they essentially got trained in how to become drug dealers, and new pledges were forced to pack drugs. that was the hazing ceremony. Okay, you essentially turned the new pledges to drug mules.
Well, yeah, because then let's face it, if I rope you into the illegal activity, now I have something over you. Because guess what? If I expose you, I can pin everything on you. Your schooling career's dead. Any potential future is dead. Your reputation's ruined. So since I've got you in on this, now I have leverage over you.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Like I wanted
He looks like
to
the
be
little
sure.
golden retriever boy. Like, you know those little golden retrievers that are just like, ah.
I wanted to be sure that this maybe was a picture taken at a different occasion. So I wanted to look at the door pane. I wanted to be sure, like, is this the police? Because it's the same door pane.
Yeah, he looks so happy.
So it's like, oh, what is this? Or is he high?
Like, he might be. He might be. Or he just
if
genuinely could
you,
be that weird little golden
I
retriever
sent that
that's just
video
like,
to you,
I'm
AA.
accepted.
Yeah, I'm copying it.
Yeah, it I honestly I think Scarface will be proud.
All right, hold on. I'm playing this video. This is insane, guys. Like, anyway, let's go.
It's a
now
short
to
clip,
that
so.
massive drug bust involving 2 fraternities at Penn State University. 13 current and former students are charged in connection with an off-campus cocaine ring. Authorities allege senior members of the Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi fraternities ran the operation inside their houses between 2023 and 2024.
Pause.
They say the suspect.
What the?
Say hello to my little friend.
Is that Normandy? Because those look like sandbags. Like,
no, those are bricks.
That's bricks of cocaine.
What?
Yeah, cocaine's actually a darker substance until it's cut. Yeah. In case you didn't know that.
No, that's heroin.
Heroin. I know, but cocaine can have a darker tint to it as well. It's
Yeah, that's
usually when
dirty
it's cut and
cane.
turned into, yeah, dirty.
yeah,
It's dirty. Yeah.
But yeah, I happened to see this and I was like, yeah, and wow.
Damn.
Where's Scarface at? Because for a fraternity, I would expect this to be caught on like the interstate being transported or catching the cartel drug boat out in the ocean, not on a college campus.
That just goes to show, I mean, really, our higher education system has just freaking tanked. Not that there aren't still some good, higher education facilities and stuff like that out there, but they have all freaking tanked and gone wayward.
Let's see. I want to see if I can get a.
That's a lot of drugs, man. It's a lot of drugs.
It is.
Oh, and they can't say it was racist because the mugshots that they've shown you already had like a Muslim dude. His name was Muhammad, so we can assume.
Yeah.
Like they had. It's very multiracial there, and the leader was that like looked Muslim or something like that. The one that was said to be the top.
Right. Let's see. How much?
Oh, and by the way, I just happened to find the story because I happened to find the story because I was sitting there scrolling through watching little random shorts, and it popped up on the little news shorts because that's kind of how I decide if I'm gonna delve into a story is I'll watch the little short because like we were talking about this earlier with like how much to cram into like those little 2-minute videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I happened to find it because I watched. I was like, oh, okay, hold on, I need to look into this. And then I looked into it, and that's when I was telling you guys about it because I was like, what is this?
Okay, so doing a little digging. Usually the authorities, they will come out and they'll be like, we seized this amount of drugs, right?
Yeah.
They have not come out and disclosed how much, and usually that means that there's more to come.
Well, yeah. So this is ABC. All right. This is ABC. For all of these guys, they got current photos. For the ringleader, they had to go back to his college photo. He's much older than this, okay? He's much older. This the Fox News report. The Fox News report had this as his current photo. Okay, he's this is his current photo. So whenever these people try to, like, when a minority is the person who's the ringleader, they try to soften the narrative by, it's like what they
we
did
were just
with
talking
Alex
about
Petty.
that.
It's
Yeah,
like what
we
they
were
did
just
with
talking
Alex.
about that.
Yeah. I noticed it while they were talking. I immediately, like, once you understand the way these people operate, like, you see it as soon as they start doing it.
Yeah.
Apparently,
And like
the
I said, there you
Abitello
see.
guy is his name is Italian, so
Okay.
I mean that
So
fits
again,
in.
right? It does. And see, that's what I was saying is like you saw that. What were the main pictures they were showing? It was the white guy and his dad,
Yeah.
not the Italian dude or the clearly Muslim dude named Muhammad and stuff like that. No, 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 no. Who are the main ones they're putting on that front runner of those images? The white kid and his dad.
No. Well, it's newsworthy. It gets clicks and it confirms the narrative. All right,
White
so
people bad.
Oh, and also that Robinson guy, the only reason that he would be smiling like that is he thinks that he's going to be able to get out of it.
well, you've seen his well, that's the idea, or he has connections.
Yeah.
Or he has connections.
His dad was part of it, right?
Yeah. His dad was
Yeah,
the one that
so
was helping.
his dad has got connections and probably due to drug money. So he's like, I could get arrested. I'll just get out of it.
No, like that's stupid because
well, but it's
because
not
this
though,
is his dad. His dad is not finding it funny. His
Right.
dad is not laughing. His dad's
But
not
what I was
laughing.
gonna say is, though, again, that goes back to money as weapons and stuff like that. Because let's be real, how often can like those rich people basically, not even basically, literally commit murder and get away with it because they had enough money?
Well,
So I mean, I'm just saying, like, money does talk. I mean, I'm not saying that that's the case in this one, but I'm just saying, like, legitimately, especially for like, those cartel leaders, the high up politicians that have the money and the support, those kind of, like, it really does make a big difference.
I mean, how many stories have we heard about judges getting paid off?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, so is there a pivot point into the sorority story? Because this is look. I would say that it is very likely that the same
What
thing
Lynn
is
said.
going on.
I was like, haha, get out of this. And Dad was like, oh no, you're screwed.
Lynn is hilarious. Oh my god!
Again, that is that young buck naivety of like, I'm untouchable, that has never really faced consequences, and Dad's like, oh no, we're screwed, man.
Son is like, get out of this, Dad.
Save me, Daddy, save me.
Oh
And Dad's
my
going,
god!
I'm trying to save myself. What
This
you
is
talking about?
crazy. Oh man.
It's like that short video, right, of the skiers. I can't stop, Earl.
Oh my god.
Right, it could be a meme. Absolutely.
No, it could. Look, this is crazy. All right, so let's kind of pivot over to the girls. All right. Men, when they commit crimes, geez, my eyelash got into my eye. Okay, this is going to be, it's got right under my eyelid. So when men commit crimes, it's all about, money, power, so it's all about that. When girls commit crimes, a lot of times,
it's emotion.
Right, but a lot of times it starts with sex. It starts with manipulation, sex, using their body to do things
to
get ahead. And this is a video from a sorority. and I'll play it, and then we'll kind of take a look at the drama that's developing around this video. So I'm going to play it and then read the caption that came with it and the drama that ensued. So let's go with this. Yeah, I literally
Muting
all the
videos.
videos. I think there's music to it. Okay, no way. Now it's playing to YMCA. All right, so just have that in your head. I don't want to get any more claims on the video. So it's playing to. So this is playing to YMCA.
Yes, because I send my daughters to school to learn how to dance like hoochies. That's what I want my daughters to go to college for.
All right, so that's the video. Okay. This account says ASU Alpha Phi sorority rush video is driving the liberals crazy.
The Trump dance. Got to do the Trump dance.
Okay.
White man overbite, you know.
So, Karlin Borosenko just quoted the tweet and said, I think it's great that conservatives are embracing young women acting like whores for social media attention. Really sets them up well for when they try to become a conservative pundit in a few years for easy money.
Well, also to point out that this is also, I know I'm off camera right now. I got to deal with our son, but it also deals with today's generation of women that think that they've got to have a very high body count to have freedom.
Yeah.
Well, that's another topic, okay, on this. But so, this comment says, what percentage in the video have OnlyFans or Fansly accounts? I'm saying over 25%.
Oh, at least half.
Now, did you send your child to school? Did you send them to school to learn how to pole dance?
Right? No.
Because this is an audition for pole dancing.
Hold on. They're stripping because they're paying their way through nursing school. Isn't that the line? Right.
Yeah. You have to be compassionate. You have to understand that these ladies whose parents, most of their parents, had a trust fund for them and have saved up for them to go to these schools, have anything to do with paying their way through school. They're doing this because they're trying to raise money or something.
Right.
You know.
I mean, I can say objectively, I can say it's good choreography. I mean, for like hoochie dancing, like they've got good choreography. I mean, give credit where it's due. But again, I would not send my child to school to learn how to run drugs or dance like a hoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, worry about gender ideology.
Right.
All right. Now, this is exposing a conversation that has been brewing under the covers for a few years about male and female conservative influencers. A lot of the female conservative influencers, some of them have been outed. Lynn.
Under the covers.
I bet they were.
Right.
They definitely were. Oh my God. Okay, I'm trying.
Hold on. I gotta add something.
Here. Okay, go on.
She said under the covers, but it's got to be under the sea.
Oh man.
Down when it's wetter. I mean, it's better.
Oh, come on!
It's the song. Legitimately. Hey, we're just bringing Disney into this. Totally segue into that other Disney BS.
Everyone, get your brains out of the gutter. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
I
you.
was just singing the Little Mermaid song. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I said, well, everyone, okay, breathe. Let's go back into the story. Okay, so there's this thing that's been going on with conservatives, both the male and the females, and essentially, it's almost like it is profitable to be conservative for a bunch of them until it isn't. So you have Megyn Kelly recently outed as not essentially being a real conservative. It's a grift for her. You have Candace Owens looking like it's a grift for her. You have others on X. Okay, there's others on X who pose as conservatives, but their lifestyles are just trash. Okay, the one conservative that everyone could vouch for was murdered last year, and most of the others have things coming out, and most of the others, like this afternoon. Sorry, I saw another video that I wanted to play in line with this situation. Okay. I saw a post. I hope I bookmarked it on this channel. I saw a post. This was from Alex Jones. I think I didn't. Jeez, did I? Did not. Alex Jones is outing Tim Pool for saying something. So Alex Jones, one of the conservatives who's in hot water for his thing, the thing he said about declaring Trump insane a few months ago. Essentially, he's accusing Tim Pool of being of some. I just want to see if I can pull up the thing. Let's see. Where is this? He was accusing Tim Pool of being an agent of Israel.
Oh,
have they taken down the video? So have they taken down the? I saw this. Oh, geez. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here's the post 16 hours ago. Well, do you have something? Okay. Oh, she just dropped off and joined back. So
her
phone
my
cut
system
out.
jumped out. Yeah, it cut out on me.
All right. So Tim Pool went on X to, complain. Says, I have defended Alex Jones publicly for nearly 10 years. I've never said a bad word of him. Ask yourself, what makes a man attack one of his allies in media? Okay. So here's what Alex Jones said about Tim Pool. Oh, again, muted.
Look, the reason I'm pissed off at Tim Pool and everybody like him is very simple. Israel spent $1.3 billion officially out of their Knesset.
So the reason why I'm pissed off about everybody is Israel. Okay?
To pay for U.S. influencers to attack anybody that's against the Iran war. And it's been clear these guys all follow talking points and are in lockstep. And they all deny they're taking money from Israel. But on record, Israel spent $1.3 billion in the last 18 months. If you go back about 14 months ago, Tim Pool got caught meeting secretly with a bunch of influencers with Netanyahu, reportedly getting marching orders, according to sources. He said, yeah, I met with him and I'm proud of it, but I won't tell you what we talked about. Chatham House rules. So then I posted a video about that where he's celebrating because there was a glitch on X they admit was a glitch that affected all live streams. I thought it was a glitch. I said it's open on censorship and knocked our viewers down in one day, 90%. They're back up. He said, well, that's because, you're anti-Trump. Nobody likes you. And they had all these other influencers, clearly a talking point, saying the same thing. It's clear that a bunch of them have gone public. They get sent the messages every day, what to say, what to do. They put it out. Can I prove it 100% with Tim Pool? But no, I can prove it 100% that as a group, they're doing it. 1.3 billion is a lot of money.
So on this channel, I have said some positive things about, hey, the Iran war is necessary. You have a country that's been attacking the United States and its interests around the world for years. And I think it's about time this happened to remove the IRGC. I've said it. But I haven't received one check from Israel. Maybe the channel is too small. So maybe when we get a couple of 100,000 subscribers, then maybe when I say something like that, a $10,000 check will show up in my in my mail, courtesy of Benjamin Netanyahu. But but the point is, what we're seeing with conservatives celebrating women acting like prostitutes in their sorority videos. Here's another one. This one is a post that says, "Spot the difference: non-feminists versus MAGA feminists." Let's listen to this. So here they are. So they're like, okay, hey, here are the feminists acting like zombies, but here are the MAGA girls. Ooh la la. And I'm like, okay. Like, I get what they're trying to say, but is this what we want to be saying?
So it's also, so I'm not necessarily supporting like the sororities in that sense or anything like that, but you can also look at the difference here. You have women that look like women, and then you have women that look like hobos.
Ogres.
Yeah, like hobos. I don't support necessarily either one of, we don't need to be sending our women to sororities, our daughters and stuff like that to sororities so they can learn how to be hoochies or anything like that. But women looking like women is not a problem, okay? Women being feminine and stuff like that is not a problem. I don't need, my daughters out there looking like freaking hobo ogres that are like trolls under the bridge, like they're trying to figure out what riddles they're going to be saying today.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I think somewhere, I was going to say somewhere in the middle, but what's to the middle of this? I don't know.
The only thing I could say somewhere in the middle is like women like me and Lynn and things like that, where we're just living our lives, okay?
Yeah.
Like, we're not ashamed to be women. We're not ashamed to admit that, we have struggles, like we were talking about yesterday with like postpartum and things like that with issues and stuff.
Yeah.
We're not ashamed of saying that, but, we're willing to acknowledge we're women, and we're also willing to acknowledge the fact that there is a very vast difference between, women and men, and being a feminist that as they have them nowadays, and, someone that just genuinely supports the difference between men and women.
Yeah, that was mine. You can have it. I'm done. Apologies about that.
All right. Oh my goodness. I promised Tony that we would look at the video he sent yesterday. Tony isn't here. So is it safe to say that if Tony is here, he should say hi? I said I would look at his video because I just remembered it randomly. Okay, so here's the problem, and I think conservatives or people who vote a certain way towards the right need to reclaim what being a conservative is or looks like.
I was trying to find a video I had seen like a couple months ago, and it was liberal women that were dancing in the street, and yeah, apparently I can't find it, but it honestly looked like they was doing the fentanyl lean all over the place.
Yeah, it's either one extreme. It's like what we were like, just like you said, Tracy. It's like from one extreme of this woman did this, and anyone sending them money is evil and woke, to the other extreme of saying everyone who's condemning what this woman did is evil, and here's some money. There has to be a middle ground of, okay, so why did this happen? How can it be prevented? And how can we truly show support for everyone involved? Because Yesterday, we even brought up the first responders. No one thinks about the first responders. No one thinks about how stuff like this affects them. And it's time for us as a society to begin to have, deep thoughts about these things that happen. Like, take a look at this video, okay?
Oh, hold on one second. I actually have something to add in with the college socialism problem, right?
Yeah, go on.
College students, they are all for socialism, right? Until it affects them. There was a not a study, but basically they went these people went around and was interviewing college students about socialism, and a majority of them said that they want socialism. And then the question was asked, all right, so if somebody is failing, right, their GPA is crap, would you be willing to have your GPA dropped so that way their GPA could increase? And they're like, no, why would I do all the work if it's going to somebody else?
Welcome to, the conservative party. See, my partner, her daughter is, her daughter's very, very liberal, lesbian, liberal college girl. Okay, like full blown liberal.
She went to college.
Yeah. And I mean, the girl is sweet. I've met my partner's daughter several times. Sweet girl and stuff like that, but very, very skewed ideas. And it was funny because she was 100% all for, like, free healthcare and the socialist ideologies and things like that. And then she started getting her paycheck. And in her paycheck, she looked at her first paycheck. She had earned like $2,000 or so on her first paycheck. She got maybe $1,100 out of it. And she's sitting there looking, she goes, they took it out for this and this and this. And I'm sitting there, mind you, I'm listening to my partner. My partner's got the phone on speaker. So I'm listening, we all kind of talk in the truck like that. And I'm sitting there listening. I told her, and I go, welcome to, conservatism, because that is what your socialism is. That is what it is. They're taking all of your hard-earned money to pay for those people that don't want to earn it. And she goes, this is effing BS. And I'm like, yeah, now you understand why we're sitting here going, no, that's bad. No, I want my money because I earned it.
Oh, but they're not done yet. They're not done yet. They want all of it.
Yeah.
They want all of it.
But yeah, she was freaking out because, she's single and doesn't have kids or any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, be prepared for the government to tax the bejesus out of you for the rest of your life. I'm just saying.
Well, I hope when she's watching Hakeem Jeffries accusing Trump of giving tax breaks to his billionaire friends, she understands what's going on.
She is like one of the smartest dumb people I freaking know. Girl is brilliant. She's going for linguistics. So I mean, like she's brilliant. She's smart as bejesus. Like, great book smarts. Any other kind of smarts, street smarts, common sense, or anything like that, that's like a 0. So she's like one of the smartest dumb people I know.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that's our college, by the way, people. That is our college. We have people that can read in 3 different languages, and are sitting there going, why is the government taking like half of my check? Because that's what you wanted. You wanted to pay for everybody. So congratulations, you're paying.
Yeah. So just pulling it back to this conversation, have you guys noticed anything related to what I mentioned about the fact that certain people who pose as conservatives, because it's fashionable to be conservatives, actually eventually start doing things
expose
that are not
liberals and woke and all that? Yeah, like you were pointing out with like Candace Owens. Like I pointed that out the other day too. She built her fan base on being conservative, and then she completely flipped.
So this post here by Colin says conservatives who like women when they act like whores are convinced that I'm a leftist because I point out the women are acting like whores. There was this ad by Sydney Sweeney last year. I've got good genes. And,
yes.
And the left
Levi's ad.
Yeah, no, it was American Eagle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone lost it. Oh, she's being racist because she's blonde hair and blue-eyed. Oh, and I'm like, oh no, the crazy people have jumped out.
I mean, first of all, though, she does have really good genetics. She's very well proportioned, a beautiful young woman. She is legitimately.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah,
and personally,
but we can't say that.
No, and personally, I think I've got good genes because all my kids got my tall genes. I mean, I've got good genes, and it's okay for anyone to say that. If a liberal or a leftist jumps out and says that's racist to say you've got good genes, and I'll say to them, "You're insane. Get out of my face," and I move on. It should be a very simple conversation.
Exactly.
But they had 2 weeks or a month of talking about what Sydney Sweeney did and said, and I'm like, and then on the right, on the right, I follow creators who jumped on that bandwagon, and essentially their thumbnails were all about her cleavage, and I'm like, and
there's nothing wrong with
and this is and the argument has gone from these people are racist to these people are perverts.
Listen, I'm highly upset that they want to get rid of like the cheerleaders from the sporting events. I am highly upset that they got rid of the pit girls from NASCAR, right? I want to be able to look at beautiful women.
Those things shouldn't become a cultural issue. It's just like we said about the situation with the lady and her family and her kids being murdered by her yesterday. These are things that should be left well alone. If the cheerleaders are there to hype the players and everyone, like it has been there for over 60 years.
Like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, they are world renowned as the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Okay.
Yep.
They are like. Yes, there's their issues with cheerleading. I won't go into that because that's a whole other freaking thing. But I mean, like, they know what they're doing. They know what little outfits they're wearing, and they're doing flips and jumps and all that kind of stuff. They know their draw is their sex appeal. Okay.
Yes.
There is absolutely, and I'm not saying this is like in a pornographic manner or a perverted manner or anything like that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using appropriate sex appeal to draw in people to your services or whatever. So what people would go to the Dallas Cowboys games, why? Not even necessarily football fans. They went to see the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. It was men, it was women, it was like the whole freaking group. They went to go support the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. So it's like we all understand it. It's just human biology. It's nature that we gravitate towards the attractive thing. So I don't see the problem with that, and not doing it in the perverted manner.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that, my husband was okay with me pointing a 9mm at his face because he thought I was attractive. Okay. I'm not stupid. There has to be a certain level of physical appeal.
Oh, hey, honestly, yeah. Whenever you've got a woman that is willing to do what needs to be done in a dire situation.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could have been doing something really damn
nefarious.
Dangerous, right? Not even nefarious, dangerous, right? Again, the camp that we was working at was a level 5. That's life.
That's maximum security.
Anybody in there? We've actually had inmates in there that literally escaped from other prisons. And not because they sawed off bars like in the movies. No, this dude had a photogenic memory, right? I can't remember the exact term of it's called. He could look at a key, create the key, and walk out of the prison.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is why it became a whole big deal that your keys couldn't be exposed.
But stuff like that, right? Again, yeah, whenever she did that, honestly, after we started dating, right? That was way before we started dating. But when we started dating and she came over to the house, I was in the backyard I cut down a tree. I was cutting off the log so I could split it up. It was white oak. So I was literally giving away the wood for people to use during the winter time for fire pits and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm out there with a chainsaw cutting up logs. She comes out there and picks up my axe and starts splitting the logs. Excuse me? Yes. All right. I know if she goes sideways and we lose everything,
yeah,
this woman has got my back. She's not going to be sitting there and be like, I can't help because it'll break my nail. Nah.
Yeah.
There's a funny story with that. I
Yeah.
actually said I broke a nail one time, and that man literally froze dead in his tracks and turned and stared at me like, "What did you just say?" And I wasn't even saying it and they're like, "Oh, I broke a nail." No, I was saying it like, "Oh, damn, I broke a nail," because it broke all the way to the quick and my finger was bleeding. I was like, "Broke a nail." So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, whenever I realized that, I'm like, oh crap. All right, hang on, let me get the nail clippers for you because that's got to come off, right?
Wow.
Yeah, no.
But again,
I'll tell you right now, I cannot stand women with makeup, right? You're wearing a mask. We need natural beauty to make a comeback, all right?
Good
you
jeans.
don't need to go
we
and
need good
spend.
jeans.
Yes. Yes. Honestly, my wife, I'll tell you right now, she's got a pair of shorts that I absolutely love on her. The only thing, though, is I hate them for the simple fact that they come with 3 buttons. All right? I hate that. But still, she looks great in those jeans. Well, those jean shorts. All right? But still,
But again,
whenever it comes to women, right? No, you don't need to go and get your fingernails done every week, every month, right? You don't need, honestly, I can't stand this. If I go into a store and I pass by a salon, I'll tell you right now, I'll start to get sick from the smell of all the fumes and all that. I'm like, no, you don't need that. Bring back the
by the
natural
way,
beauty.
it's the acetone smells, and as a PSA for people with anybody that they know is diabetic or anything like that, if you go near them and they smell like acetone, it is diabetic ketoacidosis, which means their blood sugar is dangerously high and you need to get them medical attention. Just as a PSA, since he mentioned nail salons, and it really does, it smells like that nail salon sweet acetone smell. So, yeah, sorry. I had to throw that out there. You could save somebody's life.
I am here looking for so there's a post that I saw a couple of weeks back of an Asian man who sued his wife because
catfish?
he sued his wife because she had performed plastic surgery and he didn't know that she had plastic surgery before she met him or he met her and married her. So when he found the pictures of her before the plastic surgery, he freaked out, divorced her and sued her. So I'm looking for that post because for a lot of people, the question then becomes: you married a woman who had extensive work done, and then how he found out was that their first child, their only child, they had a child, and when they brought the baby to him, he looked at the baby and says, "That's an ugly baby."
Yeah.
And again, what happened?
It goes to that general appeal of things. And again, there's to each their own. Like people like all kinds of different things, so it's not like there's not somebody out there for everybody kind of situation.
Yeah.
But again, it's that general sex appeal, that attractive, whatever attracts that particular person. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using it, that of having that information out there, of using those. I mean, let's face it, we're not watching all those movies with, the chicks in skin tight suits for superheroes and the dudes that are always magically shirtless for some reason. Okay. We didn't go to watch Deadpool because, Deadpool was no, we went because it was Ryan Reynolds. Okay, we watched Chris Hemsworth. Like that kind of stuff. I was like, there's an appeal to it, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Look, there's nothing wrong with being attracted to beauty. There's nothing. Look, the first thing I noticed about my wife, her hips.
See?
And it's like, is that supposed to be demonized? Are we supposed to pretend? Now, I am a huge prude. And my wife is frustrated, because I still struggle with talking about sexual things, even within the confines of because I'm a huge prude. But it's okay to say I'm attracted to this person because of the physical beauty. I didn't get attracted to my wife because of the beauty of her soul. I found that out after I saw what I liked, and I said, okay, I want to get to know this person better.
Exactly. You started talking. There was the whole communication because you found physical attraction. And then you developed the true feelings of learning who she was, and you liked that as well. But you wouldn't have started that conversation if there was not some form of physical attraction there.
Yeah. So that story is buried in the algorithm. I think I may have bookmarked it, but I'm letting it go. But the point is that looking at all of the arguments from the left and the right, the left wants to make beauty racist if white people are talking about how beautiful they look and how they and beauty standards.
Or we're fat phobic, or whatever phobia or whatever they want to say that we have.
Yeah.
Okay, like they're like, oh no, it's body positivity and stuff. No, there's nothing wrong with finding what you find appealing. There are people out there that do find those 600-pound people attractive. Me personally, no, I don't. But I mean, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with being positive about your own body image, not trash talking people or anything like that. But there's absolutely also nothing wrong of looking at those, those 400-pound people and going, that's really not healthy. You shouldn't be like that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with addressing things and appreciating things that you do find attractive or beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't buy an ugly painting to hang in your house. Okay, you buy something that you find pretty, appealing, beautiful. You don't want the rundown, hobo shack. You want the nice house. You want what you find appealing. There's nothing wrong with it.
How on earth did we go from college girls acting like prostitutes to anyway?
Squirrel rabbit hole, man. Squirrel rabbit hole.
Well, but it's all connected because people can't have deep conversations anymore because it's like.
And positive femininity. There's nothing wrong with positive femininity.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with wearing that dress that, makes you look good. There's nothing wrong with wearing those jeans that your husband looks at you and going, yeah, I like those. There's nothing wrong with that. That's positive femininity. That's positive, body image issue, things like that. There's nothing wrong with it. So the people trying to demonize, conservatives, whatever, what have you, is looking at the women going, no, she looks like a woman. She looks good. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually was talking about this, I think a couple streams back, and I just finally remembered what her name is after doing some research. But Hannah Lee Yoder, right? She is a black lady who is she's married to a white man, and she is getting a whole lot of controversy because.
Oh, is this the lady that does the farming?
Yes, she does homesteading and grows all of her own crops and everything, right? I kid you not, she was being attacked by the black community for being a traditional wife and picking cotton.
Oh, God, yeah, it was a huge deal because how dare a black person pick cotton?
Yeah, I couldn't find her original video, so I'm having to use this video, which has the original one. I don't know what's going on. But.
Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
Why are that? I mean, that's like those people giving hate for traditional gender roles. So I understand in like my household, ours is a little backwards because my husband's the stay at home and I'm the one that goes out and works. But it wasn't always that way. It's just, the way situations forced it. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with traditional gender roles. Absolutely nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to stay home and take care of her kids and be a housewife and everything like that. There's also nothing wrong if the woman wants to go out and work and, not have kids and do whatever. But we need to stop demonizing women for being women and men for being men. Just, we don't need to, demonize it as toxic masculinity or, a betrayal to women because you want to be a traditional woman. There's nothing wrong with those things.
Yeah, and I gotta love the again talking about these women that want to have high body counts, right? I kid you not, I'm constantly seeing videos. Oh,
Hold on, sorry, I had to get my charger.
but I'm constantly seeing videos of women that literally ruin their lives all the way up until they get into their late 20s, early 30s, right? And then they're like, "Oh, where are all the good men at?" I'm like,
We
"You
saw
passed
the
up the good men."
videos. We saw the videos and said, hell no.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with not wanting to have a woman that's, taking
A
100 plus.
syphilis factory.
Yeah,
Man, look,
exactly.
it's people talk about genetic memory, like genetic memory that helps with survival. Look, guys have been dying of syphilis for hundreds of years. So when you see someone who's like sleeping around, has a high body count, your survival instinct kicks in.
And you know what? And it's perfectly fair for women to look at men that have high body counts and go, no, I don't want that.
No, he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy, and I
You
want
know,
him.
I always joke because Chris had his little black book before we got together. He was a bit of a hoe. He was a bit of a hoe. So I always joke.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna listen. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
He was a hoe.
Whenever I got out of high school, I realized that I had a way of pleasing women, right? Certain talents, and I used them to my advantage. If anybody knows George Strait's fireman song, right? I was the fireman going around town putting out flames, right? I'd literally go in, do what I need to, and leave. I wasn't sticking around. There was no feelings going to be involved or anything like that. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, my body count is 30s or 40s. If I honestly, can't count them all.
Exactly. He's lost count. That's how bad it is. All right, let's just leave it at that. He's lost count. Meanwhile,
So yeah,
mine's like 10.
I'll admit that part, right? I'll admit it. But guess what? I gave that life up.
And it would have been perfectly okay if I had learned that and been like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And if my body count had been 30, 40 plus, that kind of thing, it would have been perfectly okay for him to look and go, yeah, no, I don't want that. Don't want that. And that's perfectly fine. But like, I don't understand the thought process that goes into the, people saying that they need to have high body counts. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm having a hard time finding that video. Sorry, let me try one more time. Like, it's weird how the
I just
internet.
realized my mic was off. I was gonna say, I think she had deleted her account because of so much.
Yoda. Anna Lee Yoda. Okay, so I've been seeing a bunch of. So let me see if I can track that down. And if that's the case, okay, if she literally had to delete her account because of the
hate,
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, I looked. I seen there was like 2 or 3 YouTube accounts that belong to her, but they've maybe got like 1 or 2 videos on each. And
I think it's safe to say that the actual account has been deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want, I'll just play the part where she is speaking out and leave the rest of it alone. But yeah, this is a pinpoint because whatever makes you happy, you can get attacked for, and it's not right.
Especially if it's those traditional roles, like the traditional gender roles, especially if they're those.
So here, I'm just gonna go ahead and play this, and I'll stop it whenever it ends.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Hannah Lee Yoder, and I am the girl who's currently in the hot seat for picking cotton. And you ask yourself, girl, of all the things you could have done on the internet, why are you picking cotton for attention? And let me remind you of who I am, because y'all tend to forget. I'm the girl who told James Charles that my son is never gonna wear a dress. Y'all got crazy angry about that. I'm the girl who said, I'm not a birthing person, I'm a woman.
Hey, love.
Right?
What do you want for Christmas?
I'm the girl who wore wigs and weaves and people just being racist about that.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I
Okay,
afford.
really? I swear they're getting worse with these ads. I was skimming through another video, and I tell you right now, I was getting like 3 or 4 of them.
Being racist about that. I'm the girl who, people like to say this because I live in a trailer, and I used to be so, and y'all got angry about that. So you have to ask yourself, is Hannah Lee really putting rage bait out there, or are y'all just notoriously out of control?
Okay, real quick.
And that, again, I don't see anything that she was doing that was wrong. I'm not going to sit here, and be like, yeah, my boys can wear dresses. It's one thing, yeah, our kids have played dress up with their sisters. They're young. They played dress up and that kind of stuff. They were playing with their sisters. Like, that's one thing. But my boys aren't going out dressed up like girls. I absolutely 100%, when somebody looked at me and called me a chest feeder, I freaking saw red. I was like, I swear if you call me that again, you are going to be missing teeth. Okay? Like, there's nothing that she did in any of her videos, because I used to watch her videos and stuff like that, that she did that was wrong.
No, she was actually saying, basically telling people how calm she felt going out and tending to her gardens, going out and tending to the animals, right?
Her children.
Living that slow lifestyle.
And again, I'll put this out there too. And again, this is for me. I'm not saying that every woman has to be this way, but we are biologically programmed to be the nurturers and caregivers. We're not built to be the ones that are going out and, running the hard jobs and doing all of those things. That's not how we're biologically built. Not that we can't, but that's not how we're built, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I was the happiest. I honestly was truly 100% the happiest, regardless of the stress levels. I was the happiest when I got to be the stay-at-home mom, and I got up every morning and made sure my husband and my kids had their breakfasts and stuff like that ready, that they came home to a clean house and home-cooked meals and stuff like that. I was genuinely the happiest despite the stress that came with it. I felt more fulfilled doing that than I even do being an EMS saving people's lives. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there are women out there that are like, you can't say that. Don't you want to be out there having a career? Like,
and again, I've done that. I've had the career in corporate life. I've had, the business ownership, and, I've done these things. I've done a lot of different things. So I've got, for myself, a personal base knowledge in a lot of different lifestyles. I personally found the one that was the traditional female gender role, the stay-at-home mother, the wife, that I found that the most fulfilling out of everything that I've done.
So I love this stream because I don't know where we are anymore. I was like, yeah, we're going to talk about Breaking Bad. We're going to talk about how Breaking Bad in real life is happening at the fraternity, and how the sororities have essentially become OnlyFans auditioning camps. And then we wind up talking about all of this. It's cool, and it's
Well, it
it's about
spreads out
having
into natural life.
it's about having deep. This is deep conversation. It's deep conversation if you have a conversation that doesn't touch other aspects of life that are genuinely connected to this. For example, you're talking about the trad wife situation. Okay, and we're looking at these college girls. Okay, we're looking at these college girls, and every single one of these girls behaves as if none of them is ever going to get pregnant.
Yeah, no, they act like it's
gain
the early
weight.
2000s, Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, but the idea is like the way they carry themselves, they are never going to get pregnant,
They're never
gain
going to have to
weight,
explain that to their
change.
and or there's also the thing of explain that to your kids when they get older.
Oh yeah, especially with like the OnlyFans and all that nowadays.
Explain that to your kids.
Oh,
Explain
no.
that to your future husband, your future in-laws, your future grandchildren. Go ahead and explain that, oh, grandma was an OnlyFans girl and your grandpa was my biggest supporter. Like, I mean, yeah, let's go ahead and have that over family dinner.
Oh no, like they are desperately trying to normalize this kind of behavior, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work because normal people who are well balanced and are normal, can't reconcile the behavior of a woman who acts like this and a parent who literally is responsible for grooming and raising balanced, well balanced human beings that the society can deal with.
And there's you don't have to pick and choose being, attractive and, pretty and things like that with being a mom or any of that kind of stuff. You don't have to be the rundown mom. You also don't have to be the supermodel mom, that kind of thing. But like they're kind of trying to destabilize the middle ground for that. They're polarizing it. You either have to be the frumpy hobo troll that's thinking up riddles, or you have to be the hoe on OnlyFans. Like I can look good for my husband and myself and everything like that and still be a responsible mom, a responsible person in society.
Yeah. So, do you know, I found out where we are right now. We're at the end of the stream.
Yes.
Yeah, like we've talked about, we've dealt with the issues. We've talked about these stories, and I think we did our best. We did our best, and it's all we can do. So, looking at the situation with Mamdani and pandering to the 2 or 5% of New York that speaks Mandarin, and then looking at the situation at Penn State with the drug deal and the sorority, the situation with the sororities,
yeah,
and then how it spills over into the rest of life. Guys, I know the chat was quiet. We went live much earlier than usual, but if you have thoughts, let us know in the comment section. Join us in the Discord if you want to continue the conversation. Send your comments if you're watching after the fact. Like the video, share the video, subscribe if you like the way we handle these topics. We try to be fair. We try to look at both sides, but we do our very best to just stay common sense. And I don't think that allowing extreme debauchery on campus should be part of the educational system. No. So that's our position.
Higher education should definitely not be allowing that in, sororities or fraternities or any of that kind of stuff. We should not hypersexualize education or our children or any of that kind of stuff. We genuinely should not, because again, like I said, go ahead and explain that for the future. Go ahead and look at your kids and be like, yeah, mommy made that video. Like, yeah.
The internet is forever, and one of their classmates is going to find mommy Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go ahead and
What
be a
does that
teenage
do?
boy. Go ahead and be a teenage boy nowadays, and your mom's an OnlyFans girl, and then one of your buddies comes up and be like, "Hey, I found your mom's OnlyFans." Like, for real? You've just ruined your child's life.
Well, I think this is common sense. Don't do OnlyFans. And if you're in college, stay in class, go to the library, don't join a sorority, and avoid the woke leftist professors who want you to be a Marxist.
Don't do something that you're going to have to, regret and explain in the future. If you're not willing to own it and explain it, if you wouldn't show it to your parents or your grandparents, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah. All right. We are done. There's no Southern goodbye today. Chris, Tracy, you guys are amazing. Short notice, I said we need to do a live stream earlier because I have daycare. And you guys are just great. Okay. Love you guys. And Lynn, you are amazing. Lynn drops some epic one-liners when she's in the mood, and lately she's been in the mood. So it's been fun having this conversation. We're going to be back again tomorrow, hopefully same time, unless the schedule still demands for me to go to daycare. But if anything changes, the update will be posted on the Discord. And again, join the Discord if you want to get those updates as soon as they happen. All right, guys, we're saying bye. Chris, Tracy, want to say bye?
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
All right, we'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.